Hey there! Welcome to the show. Today, we're talking about the top 10 money habits that are keeping you broke and poor, as shared by none other than the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I'm not broke and poor. I'm doing just fine. Well, that may be true. But as the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So even if you're doing okay financially, it's never too late to improve your money habits and set yourself up for even greater success. But don't worry, we're not going to get too serious here. We're going to keep things light and humorous, because personal finance can be stressful enough as it is. So let's jump right in and count down the top 10 money habits that are keeping you broke and poor. Habit number 10. Number 10 on our list is not having a budget. You know, the idea of just spending money willy-nilly and hoping for the best. Well, as Warren Buffett has said, never depend on single income. Make investment to create a second source. In other words, if you don't have a budget, you're not setting yourself up for financial success. It's like trying to drive a car without a map or GPS. You might get somewhere eventually, but it's going to be a lot harder and take a lot longer than it needs to. Habit number 9. At number 9, we have the habit of not saving for emergencies. You know, the idea that you'll just deal with any unexpected expenses as they come up. But as Warren Buffett has said, don't save what is left after spending, spend what is left after saving. In other words, you should be setting aside a portion of your income for emergencies and unexpected expenses, rather than the other way around. Credit card balances can cost you north of 20% if you're not careful. The truth is you do not need more than 2 credit cards, unless you're a business owner, Jenkins said. As such, Jenkins recommends starting with what he calls plastic surgery, cutting up your cards until there are just 2 left. Then, reassess any rewards you've accumulated to see how you can turn them into extra funds. That could include an Amazon gift card or points to help whittle down your credit card bill. Many people have unused perks that they have not tapped into during the coronavirus. I don't think people are looking at it, Jenkins said. It's found money. Habit number 8. Coming in at number 8, we have the habit of not investing for the long term. You know, the idea that you'll just put your money in a savings account and hope for a little bit of interest. Well, as Warren Buffett has said, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. In other words, if you're not willing to invest for the long term, you're missing out on some of the best opportunities for growth and wealth creation. About 30% of American adults said they wouldn't have cash to cover an unexpected $400 expense as of July 2020, according to a Federal Reserve survey of the financial well-being of U.S. households. That's better than the 36% who said that in April 2020, thanks to government pandemic relief programs and measures. So start by building an emergency cash reserve before funding a retirement account. You don't want to have to take on high-rate credit card debt. You can use money from your IRAs and 401(k)s, but tapping them before age 59 and a half usually brings a 10% penalty and the need to pay income tax on any early withdrawal amount. That's less of an issue if you save in a Roth IRA, which you put money into after paying taxes on the income. Or, sacrifice and build up both pots of money, says Efficient Frontier Advisors William Bernstein. You really need to get a roommate and eat ramen for 2 to 3 years so that you can do both, he said. It is so important. Habit number 7. At number 7, we have the habit of not having a plan for your money. You know, the idea that you'll just wing it and see what happens. But as Warren Buffett has said, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. In other words, it takes planning and discipline to create financial success. You can't just sit back and expect it to happen on its own. A written financial plan increases confidence. Our survey found that 65% of people with a written financial plan say they feel financially stable, while only 40% of those without a plan feel the same level of comfort. 54% of planners felt very confident they would reach their financial goals, compared with only 18% of non-planners. Having a written financial plan gives you a measurable goal to work toward. Because you can track your progress, you can reduce doubt or uncertainty about your decisions and make adjustments to help overcome obstacles that could derail you. Habit number 6. Coming in at number 6, we have the habit of not educating yourself about money. You know, the idea that you don't need to know anything about personal finance because you have a financial advisor or someone else handling it for you. But as Warren Buffett has said, I will tell you how to become rich. Close the doors. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fearful. The most important investment you can make is investing in you, and perhaps one of the best ways to do that is learning about personal finance. Managing your finances well better positions you when unexpected expenses arise or if you suddenly lose your job. You can also tackle debt more easily, such as student loans, and save more aggressively for retirement. Poor money management, on the other hand, can be costly. For example, a low credit score means higher interest rates on credit cards, car loans, mortgages, and more. The higher the interest rate, the more you'll pay for what you buy compared to someone with a good credit score. If learning about personal finance feels intimidating, you're not alone. According to research from the Global Finance Literacy Excellence Center, 63% of Americans are financially illiterate, and while becoming financially savvy requires effort and attention, it is doable. Habit number 5. At number 5, we have the habit of not being disciplined with your money. You know, the idea that you'll just spend whatever you feel like, whenever you feel like it. But as Warren Buffett has said, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. In other words, it's important to be disciplined with your money and prioritize your saving and investing before your spending. Habit number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have the habit of not setting financial goals. You know, the idea that you'll just let your money do whatever it wants and hope for the best. But as Warren Buffett has said, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. In other words, it's important to set financial goals for yourself, whether it's saving for retirement, paying off debt, or building wealth. That way, you have a clear direction for your money and something to work towards. Setting short-term financial goals, as well as mid-term and long-term, is an important step toward becoming financially secure. If you aren't working toward anything specific, you're likely to spend more than you should. You'll then come up short when you need money for unexpected bills, not to mention when you want to retire. You might get stuck in a vicious cycle of credit card debt and feel like you never have enough cash to get properly insured, leaving you more vulnerable than you need to be to handle some of life's major risks. Even the most prudent person can't prepare against every crisis, as the world learned in the pandemic and many families learn every month. What thinking ahead does is give you a chance to work through things that could happen and do your best to prepare for them. This should be an ongoing process so you can shape your life and goals to fit the changes that will inevitably come. Habit number 3. At number 3, we have the habit of not being mindful of your spending. You know, the idea that you'll just charge everything to your credit card and worry about it later. But as Warren Buffett has said, if you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you need. In other words, it's important to be mindful of your spending and only buy what you truly need and can afford. Habit number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have the habit of not being patient with your money. You know, the idea that you need to get rich quick or you'll never make it. But as Warren Buffett has said, I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars, I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. In other words, it's important to be patient with your money and not try to take shortcuts or risk everything in the pursuit of quick wealth. Habit number 1. And finally, coming in at number 1 on our list is the habit of not being honest with yourself about your financial situation. You know, the idea that you're doing better than you really are or that you can just ignore your problems and they'll go away. But as Warren Buffett has said, honesty is a very expensive gift. Do not expect it from cheap people. In other words, it's important to be honest with yourself about your financial situation and take steps to address any problems or challenges you may be facing. The positive news is that an honest approach to finances doesn't have to be an exercise in pain and frustration. According to Jason Gordo, Vice President of Goldman Sachs Personal Financial Management, it can be an informative journey where you learn about where you are coming from and visualize your way forward. Gordo has clocked plenty of hours ushering clients toward more financially honest living. He walked me through their program, which helps users define their money mindset, called MoneyMind, and then guides them through the necessary and frank conversations, called Honest Conversations, that help to shape a better financial picture. While talking and thinking honestly about my own money isn't my fave, the process was painless and it revealed a lot in a short time. But the top 10 money habits that are keeping you broke and poor, as shared by the one and only Warren Buffett. Remember, it's never too late to improve your money habits and set yourself up for financial success. Thanks for watching.